Lights out.
Yeah.
Thank you.
There you go, man.
Thank you.
There's some more coming behind you.
Who's up there? Watching him. It's fire chiefs.
Mrs. Cooper, you need to leave. The sheriff's department is on the way.
I'm not leaving the meeting.
Well, you're gonna have to because they're on their way.
Can I ask why?
Because she has been
She has been trespassed from the building and all
Yep.
properties.
For what?
Because she came
Remember,
in
like
here
Bill
a week
Reed?
ago and started swearing the F word, and we
Hi,
have
honey.
residents in here doing business.
Yeah, kinda like Bill Reed.
Oh.
You know, you trespassed him too.
That wasn't even threats of
Oh, well, that's pretty good.
So, sorry. We'll see. So you don't respect the First Amendment?
I certainly do, but when the law says she's not to be here, she's not to be here, period, end of subject.
The
I'm not
law doesn't
law.
trespass people. You do as a
Well-
board.
We'll see.
Interesting. Guess I came to an interesting meeting tonight. Can I get a copy of the APs?
What?
The APs? The bills you gotta pay?
Oh, we'll have to see. Do you have a FOIA?
Well, it's part of your packet. That's part of anything. I'll have to have a FOIA. FOIA.
I was just thinking that. I don't care if somebody gets me more right. Good problem. That kind of puts me off. Absolutely not. There's no one gonna drive my truck. You guys aren't pushing me over. I do have two. No, it is. People should see the rules.
Need to make a little announcement. The sheriff's department is on the way, and the board meeting will be a little late tonight.
I thought it was next week you said.
This doesn't sound like you're gonna need this right away.
I don't know how they can remove this.
I don't know how they can either, but we'll see. I can always finish setting it up later after I talk to these nice gentlemen.
Yeah, the building.
It's still nowhere near as
Are you guys gonna approve the meeting minutes for the meeting day next time,
What was that?
For what meeting minutes?
or another meeting?
And the 14th?
No, just
I have December on the
Thursday.
6th.
Thursday.
We had a workshop.
Oh, is that what we're?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a special meeting, that's Saturday. I didn't know it was open to the public.
Yeah.
It wasn't posted.
Who puts the crackers on?
You have to pay to get
Was it
here.
not for a nonprofit or through the township or?
She goes around, she doesn't at the Eagles,
Why would you even pay for mine?
over the Coliseum, the Castle,
I wanted to pay for mine.
and then just, people would take us, and that's how she does it.
Yeah, seeing, did they still have their raffles and stuff or did they pull them? I tried letting her
We're
know.
not stupid.
No. They have my flyers on, so I texted her and
Well, I
said,
know, but they were already out there.
She's like, I do it on all of them. I'm like, you better watch it or you're gonna get in trouble. But, well, she doesn't have a nonprofit. You can't get a raffle license without having a nonprofit do it. So that's always like, you're doing it for yourself for profit. But you better not do that.
It's just local women in areas,
I mean, the township could, but they'd have to apply for the license.
and jewelry, big goods, paper shop, buildings, you know. It's just to get out, get out, and see what's in the neighborhood. Especially in the winter.
The supervisor left, yes, same place,
Exactly.
Like John Deere green, not, a little bit lighter. No, I like that truck.
Should buy magazines.
I'm sorry, the minutes.
Oh, are there copies up there? I didn't grab any
There
of
are.
those. Yeah, but maybe I'm not allowed.
Who's Patricia?
That would be me.
You?
Yep.
Alrighty, can you grab your bags and come outside with me?
Why?
Were you trespassed last week? From here?
Yeah.
Yes,
So I think
I
that's
was.
probably our explanation, right?
So that, so you can't be here today.
But I have a right to be here.
Not if you trespass.
I can't be trespassed from a public building.
Sure.
You sure can. 100%, because the judge wouldn't have done it if you can't.
She was not trespassed by a judge.
By whomever trespass, once a trespass order gets put in, we don't need to make a scene out of it. We can just go outside, once we
So
verify
if
if you
it's
have or have
something
not.
you wanna fight in court or talk to somebody about the legality of the trespass, absolutely right, but
Excuse me?
making a scene today or like fighting it today is not the way to go about it, just maybe in court.
We serve papers for trespass
I was
by the
not
court?
served anything.
You don't have to be certified.
In fact, I requested a FOIA through the state police 5 days ago,
So there's
and I
a-
still haven't
There's a
gotten it.
10-day wait before you can actually FOIA those, and then they go out in the mail, so it's, the timeline is kinda tough.
Wow. I thought it was 5 days on a FOIA.
So it's 10 days until that report's available, and then once it's ordered, you know, timeline's kinda out of our hands.
I see.
But if a law enforcement officer did trespass you, which they do have history of, then we gotta go today, okay?
So what are you gonna do with me once I go outside?
You can leave on your own accord.
You just want to remove me from the building and not allow me to attend this meeting?
If you were trespassed from this premise, yes. Okay,
Well,
so
I don't know that I've got,
You were told.
I was told, I don't have any paperwork to that effect, and I wasn't given a reason. Nobody's given me a reason.
I don't know why you are. I'm just calling here because.
Well, I don't know why I was either. Isn't that odd?
Why don't we go outside and talk about it? And if you aren't trespassed, then we'll let you back in.
Who trespassed you? Do we have information?
Apparently the state police.
But the state police showed up at my front door and said you've been trespassed.
So a staff member
Put your
trespassed
camera
you?
down, Alicia.
You don't tell me what to do.
What is going on?
We'll trespass you. Pardon me?
All right,
I'm not worried
so we're
about
not
that.
making a scene.
Okay.
We'll get up and we'll walk out. We'll figure out the details. If you are not trespassed,
You can read it
Then
in
you
the
can come
minutes
back in.
next week.
yeah. Right now, we're making a scene, and if we have to use force, we will. We don't
Oh,
want
you'll
to.
use force.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't want you to use force.
I don't want to use it either.
I mean, I'm a 70-year-old woman with arthritis. I don't want anybody touching my joints or my
Perfect,
arms.
because I do not want to touch you. But if we can get up, go outside, talk in private, talk over there, So we're not making a scene in front of all these people and they can start their
Go
meeting?
ahead with the meeting.
Well, it sounds
And
like
if you are not, you can come
the
back.
board trespassed her, is that what happened? Steve, did you
Who
guys trespass
trespassed
her?
me? Did you trespass me?
Yes, ma'am, and the trooper that was here and witnessed it all sent the next team.
You didn't witness anything, Kim. You witnessed nothing.
Do you know I have a camera system?
Fine, I didn't do anything wrong.
And they recorded the camera system.
I didn't
They
do anything wrong.
forced the trespass.
Well, we're obviously not getting anywhere here. I'm gonna leave the meeting,
Say goodbye.
but, you haven't heard the last of this.
See you later.
I hope that's not a.
I'm sorry, what is your name?
Hope that went.
What is?
My name is Scott Peacock.
Oh, well, that makes a lot of sense. Okay.
Get yourself out of
Okay,
here.
well, give me a minute, I have to stand up.
Yes, ma'am. Stand up.
Okay.
Would you like help?
No, I think I can manage.
Don't forget me on your clock.
This is already stressful enough.
He's always trying to antagonize things.
Do I have all my things?
Your purse in your bag? Is that it?
How you doing? Evidently, I was watching a 7-year-old lady get trespassed. Unbelievable. Find out.
Probably a couple of years old for the might even be a COVID one where, you know, you put the one home with the
Hello.
All right, if we have some quiet, we're gonna call our meeting to order at 6:04. We all can stand for the pledge allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We could have it quiet, talking amongst each other. Agenda, addition, I would like to put underneath number 2, public comment on agenda items. Any other additions, deletions? Nope. Hearing none, moving on. Accounts payable.
You just said public comments too. Are you skipping public comment?
Sorry. I did, yes I did. Okay, public comment on agenda items, one at a time, and please don't speak amongst yourselves.
Just looking at it since your accounts payable are on here, if you guys look back to your October and November minutes, your turnout gear and your new rescue purchase were both taken out of ARPA funds. If you go to your current minutes from December, you guys didn't know where that was going. And you stated that in there. those were taken care of, and also the remainder of the ARPA funds was also being put towards the fire truck loan that was sitting in your desk to be adjust the amount to get rid of your ARPA funds so that all of it went to the fire department that was left. That's in the minutes previous.
Thank you. Anyone else? Hearing none. Accounts payable. Jill.
We have the fire department, 55,923.85, which the 43,000 is going to revenues. From the, and the township is 14,275.31.
And did you subtract those ones we talked about from?
Yep, the ones are subtracted on there.
I looked at it, Northern Mechanics Co. was on here 3 different times, and apparently 2 of them are for a utility authority that still come in under us. So the top 2 on that page 4 of the APs are Northern Mechanical. Neither one of them are part of this. So Jill had called and talked to them and asked them to do, from now on, to add the utility authority onto the bill so they don't get confused again. I think that was it on these ones. I'd like to make a motion to pay the accounts payable as presented with the removal of the Northern Mechanics.
I make a motion to do accounts payable except take out the northern.
Motion on the floor to accept accounts payable.
Is that one?
They've already been done.
Oh.
Hope and Steve.
I didn't.
I'd like to do a roll call vote on that, please.
Hope,
Yes.
Steve,
Yes.
Mary,
Yes.
Kim,
Yes.
Jill. Yes.
Next up, Hope you had something.
Yeah, we have under the cleaning person. Kim talked about it, but I made the motion. It would be fourth page. Number 11. Kim talked about it, she didn't make the motion, I did. And then I think,
Yeah, it's spelled with K.
yeah. I don't know,
Second.
yeah, Steve seconded it.
With those 2 changes, I go ahead and accept the minutes as written.
I'll second that. Motion's been made and seconded to accept the meeting minutes with the corrections as presented. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Correspondence, I don't think I had anything in there this month. Unfinished business, first up is your handbook. Again, that we're still waiting on the attorney. They were waiting for a vote on it today to see if it was even gonna go in effect on the 21st on the PTO time. Sick time, whatever it is,
Right.
earned sick time leave. So that is still on a hold, so, I'd like to make a motion to table that again.
I second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Moving on. Next up is the hall rental agreement. We did a couple of changes that we talked about. Yours is the old one, right? You have the old one. You were late, Jim. So, at the top, we changed it because, to have include the hall and the pavilion. We included the insurance down under the, for alcohol. You have to have insurance policy for your alcohol. You added that back in.
I'll make a motion to approve it as written.
I'll second. Go ahead, Jill.
Second.
Do a roll call vote just because it's a hall rental agreement.
Steve,
Yes.
Hope,
Yes.
Mary,
Yes.
Kim,
Yes.
and Jill. Yes.
Motion carries. And get Pat to get those out. Change out to the new ones. Next up is your treasurer's report.
Yep, they're sitting over there, if anybody, if we need to make more, we can. Shows our general fund, $636,197.66. Our protection fund, $196,371.25. Park and Recreation Fund, $39,625.51. What's our law enforcement fund, $250.93. And then the current tax collection fund is $537,200. I'm like messing myself up, $237.86. I've been here since 7 this morning doing taxes, so numbers, a lot of numbers today. So that's where we're at. We've been busy taking a lot of taxes, so.
We know.
We're getting there.
Accept the treasurer's report as presented for auditors. Financial policy, clerk and treasurer.
Okay, so I went to an MTA meeting. Anybody that handles anything with the treasurer's office, checks, money, anybody that takes anything. So like this financial policy for the treasurer's office is that I'm delegating, it's okay that the clerk has the checks in her office. The checks that do payroll, the checks that do APs. It's as long as it's by state law, it should be a rule. So if you're on a, if you're the treasurer, you're responsible for everything in this building with money. So them checks are my responsibility. So we made a policy up that, Beaver Creek Township for the board accepts that accounts payable and payroll checks that the clerk or deputy clerk possesses, that it's locked and key in their possession. So I wanted to get a policy, a financial policy put into motion into our books for that. So, are
Let's
we
do
doing
one
them
to
each
one.
separate?
Yeah.
Okay,
So, the number one, Beaver Creek Township financial policy for the treasurer's office, I will make the motion to accept it.
I will second it.
Again, are you writing on yours?
Yes.
Okay. I'll be signing.
We'll do a roll call vote on this as well.
Steve,
Yes.
Mary,
Yes.
Kim,
Yes.
Yes.
Jill. Yes.
All right, Hope, next one.
Okay, so another thing with MTA, the other one is secretary is allowed to take money, but I want a policy for it. It's a policy, so our secretary or our assistant secretary, in case Pat is not here, or like Billy Joe on Fridays, they are allowed to take hall rentals, they are allowed to take the zoning, they are allowed to take the dog license, the cemetery plot money and burial permits. property taxes and inventory and office supplies. So I am giving them the right to be able to take that money. So that's another policy I wanna put into action. It just protects me as the treasurer and who's taking money too. So, and it allows me to keep track of everything. So,
I will make a motion to accept the financial policy of the treasurer's office.
I will second.
Motion been made and seconded. Can I have a roll call vote, please?
Mary,
Yes.
Kim,
Yes.
Hope,
yes.
Steve,
Yes.
Jill. Yes.
They adopted on them too. Computerized tech, yeah, it wasn't on there, just noted,
Yeah.
just thought of it, so put it on the bottom, but, the next up is the computerized tax roll.
All we did with the computerized tax roll resolution was just change it out. It had names on it. And it's just now saying that the following, we're putting as treasurer. And then to make a motion, we didn't really do any changes. It just, it had old board members' names on it. Motion?
Motion made by Kim,
Second.
Mary, we'll give it to Mary.
Okay.
roll call vote, please, Jill.
Mm-hmm. Mary,
Yes.
Kim,
Yes.
Steve,
Yes.
Hope,
Yes.
Jill.
And the next one up is policy of rules of conduct during a meeting at the township board. This is the old one we had adopted back in 2015, but it still pertains to all the same stuff. The only thing we changed was, number 2, 3 minutes per speaking. So I would like to make a motion to accept that.
I'll make the motion, second it.
Motion made by Kim, seconded by Mary. And roll call.
Mary,
Yes.
Kim,
Yes.
Steve,
Yes.
Hope,
Yes.
Jill. Yes.
Next up on the list is your TextMyGov proposal. This is a company I've been talking to about, mass text messaging. It's the same company that works with the schools to send out text messaging that, schools close and stuff like that. We also have, there's a portion of the program that is also a map. So, if there's a fire or a downfire line or a pipeline or whichever, we can draw a circle around that map and it will send the notice to those residents in that mapped out area. So we can text if the dump's closed, township meeting today, special meeting, whatever, you can put anything in there in a text message that you want. If we go with this company, they can pull over about 60% of the cell phone numbers in Beaver Creek Township that are on programs and stuff. So the rest of them, we can have, slips to pass out that you can text this number to get into the texting service. So you will be able to receive the text. So we can either, pass them out the dump, they can be here at the meeting, at the counter, whatever. So people can text that number and to get into this program. The program cost is $2,000 a year, and that service, everything is included in it. The startup fee to start it up one-time service fee is $1,000. But if we do it by the end of February, they will cut that down to $500 discount. So the total program for the first year would cost us $2,500 to start and $2,000 per year past that. We've discussed splitting that cost with the fire department so they can too also do text messages in there. So that's my proposal.
I'll make a motion.
You're making a motion to what? Yes.
Okay.
Mary made the motion, I'm supporting. Discussion.
Okay, yeah. I would like to table this for another month and let me do some more investigation. We do, there is apps out there already available through the county for this emergency stuff that's already available. I think our school closing things are relatively easy to look at the TV in the morning. And we got the wildfire app too that you can have. But cause I've only gotten contact with 2 townships so far because, I haven't had time to go to all of them yet. But nobody else has signed up yet on those.
No.
So, yes. And at this time, I feel we could spend this money better for, somewhere else.
You think you can do it in that? Because if we're gonna save the 500 too by the end of the month, do you think we have to have a special meeting? If you can come back with stuff?
Well, I don't think enough people is gonna benefit from that. I really don't. We can have a vote on it. Obviously, it's a board.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I'm not
Yeah,
saying that.
right, yeah.
We're still in discussion.
Yeah,
Steve.
exactly.
Calm down.
Yeah.
My opinion is it's worth $2,000 a year to send text messages the dump is closed, cause we get beat up on it no matter right, wrong, or indifferent.
We do have a website, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And your point?
We put it on the website and social media.
Okay, so Saturday night, the dump breaks, compactor breaks,
Mhm.
the dump's closed.
Mm-hmm.
How do we get it on our website over the weekend? That's my problem.
Okay.
And the second part of this will also, if you text in, let's say you put in agenda in the text, it will pull up a text and route you to our webpage, to those agenda lines and stuff that are there. I think it's a really good program myself, but.
I don't know how many people would sign up for it. That's, I don't know. Our population's probably more elderly than young, and maybe not as tech savvy.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
I agree. Any more discussion? Let's do a roll call vote, cause it is money.
Steve?
No.
Mary?
Yes.
Kim?
Yes.
Yes.
Jill? Yes.
Thank you all. Next up, MTA, Cindy Dodge. Hope you wanna explain this?
I thought you were going to. We're gonna have, Cindy Dodge works with MTA, but she's also been a clerk, I think, right? She was the clerk and a treasurer. We're gonna have her come in. We have a lot of numbers. We have some GL numbers. If you don't know what a GL number is, it's where we put everything has a number that we have to list. Right now, I'm having some problems with some of the numbers in our budget. That money's not there in our budget. And not there, she's gonna come and help us fix numbers, get things where they should be. We're still working with the auditors, right?
Yeah, Planet
We've
Marine.
been working with the auditors.
Accountant.
There are some things she knows very well, the program, BSNA, and she knows how to get it, cause we gotta do, we're looking at the budget, we're looking at GL numbers where things are not posted in the lines. We're looking at, her coming to try to fix some more reconciling. What else did we have her for? Cause she's coming to help us all, not just, it's gonna be the whole group of us. And our, you know, the supervisor, the treasurer, and the clerk.
So, we had talked to Cindy Dodge at the MTA classes, and our programs are so screwed up and everything is out of whack, and bank reconciliations hasn't been done since August of '23. And right now I have 3 pages of journal ledger numbers that have not been entered into the general ledger. So the budget is, it isn't even worth looking at because the numbers doesn't match, they don't jive. So.
Taxes the same way.
Exactly, it
Taxes
doesn't
the
matter.
same way, hasn't been reconciled, none of our accounts, the hula, none of them.
So we couldn't have the audit yet
It's fine.
scheduled by the end of December, so we're still working with state treasury on, extensions and working with 2 people from the state treasury and also the accountant firm. We have 3 of them that we have a weekly phone call. Jill and I do a Zoom meeting with. And so what Cindy is going to come and do is help us get these books back in line, get them taken care of so we can have a starting point, because we still at this point do not have a starting point. So Cindy has sent us a estimated, it's a 2-day on-site visit, so she will be here 6 hours per day, is that what it was?
Yeah.
So on there is her 6 hours per day, $80 an hour, 426 miles, overnight lodging. So the total estimate is $1,398.20.
And I guess she did another township, she did Bedford Township Charter, and she got them cleaned up, so.
So I would like to make a motion to hire Cindy Dodge to come and work for 2 days, working on her books from MTA.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, Jill, we need a roll call vote again.
Kim,
Yes.
Yes.
Steve,
Yes.
Mary?
Yep.
Jill?
Yes.
Motion carries. Moving on. Next up, I have planning commission. Y'all know that I got the $50,000 grant through, the state for housing, so we have the agreement for NEMCOG to start rewriting our master plan and zoning plan, in April. We start with 2 other meetings, and I have requested all of you also to be at those meetings. What my problem is, when I got the paperwork back, I didn't know exactly if we were starting in April. According to the papers we were, but I wanted a confirmation. So, I had messaged NEMCOG to get a confirmation that we would start in April at April's regular planning commission meeting. At which time I had messaged the chair of the planning commission and explained what was going on. And in our discussions and our text messages, we had agreed to cancel February and March's planning commission meetings because there's really nothing to do when you're starting rewriting in April. And I asked that he had not post that until I had a confirmation from NEMCOG. This was on Wednesday, the 22nd. That night, the planning commission received an email stating that the planning commission meetings for February and March had been canceled. I had not had a confirmation yet. I got the confirmation on January 28th from NEMCOG. I again text the chair and ended up in an argument about having, why was I canceling the meetings when he had already done this. With a lot of the controversy and things going on. With the planning commission, this board appoints to the planning commission. I don't know if you all understand that. So when the board appoints to the planning commission, you are sworn in. Terms are usually 3 years. If you take off after, if somebody resigns from that board, you are appointed in, you have to finish out their term. That's how that works. So on the bottom of the oath book in Jill's office that we have to swear everybody into, James's expiration date is November 1st of 2024. And at this time, you either reappoint him to that board and he continues, or we do not. My opinion, we do not reappoint him to that board.
I was just reappointed.
It's not in the book. You are not sworn, sir.
I was just reappointed, so I'm just letting you know.
When were you sworn in?
My first meeting back was, I wanna say.
November 1 of
September.
21.
What's that?
September was my first meeting back.
Back from where?
I had left because I had to go out on personal reasons. And then they asked me back, so I came back after that and was reappointed and then re-voted in as chair.
Were you sworn in?
Yes.
According to our books, you are not.
Okay. Well, I'm telling you I was. I'm just telling you.
We can table this for this point in time. And after the meeting, James, if you will come in with me and I'll show you the books. I don't know what month you were sworn in. I don't know what month you were reappointed. You're saying September. I can look that back up into the logs and double check. But as of the way it is wrote up, you are not.
Do you remember who swore you in? Was it the clerk?
Yeah.
Any other suggestions?
Well, let's look and see. I mean, that's fair.
Yep.
Yeah,
We'll table this until I can get confirmation.
yep.
You think it was September?
1st of September,
I'd have to look.
first meeting.
24?
Yes.
It was August or September, something like that.
August or September. And then I was re-voted in as the chair in that first meeting.
Alright. Next up, secretary position, Steve.
Yes, what I would like to see happen is, I mean, Pat no longer works Fridays. I mean, she gets all the benefits. She's only working 23 hours a week. All of you, the members they're the same, they're working the 25, 28 hours. I think at this point in time, we tell Pat to come back to 5 days a week.
State law says you cannot.
What's that? Why?
She was salaried in at the 23 hours.
We're a new board.
It doesn't matter. That still goes, you can't take away from an employee. You can't do it. We can look into it. I
Yes,
mean,
yeah.
I have no problem with it. I'm just saying that you cannot take away from.
Okay, let's figure it out.
Yeah, let's look into it.
Yeah.
I would do that. Locks and safes next. You want it or you want me?
Well, definitely, we need something that's fireproof and lock up in a couple of offices. what we need to do is see what cubic feet we need for safes.
Yeah,
Bolt
we'll
them-
look into
bolt-
that.
Bolt them to the wall, to the floor.
That's why it's on the agenda, we need to
Yeah.
look into it
Yeah,
now.
yeah,
Yeah,
Because
because,
even the
yeah.
desk locks don't work, and that's what I had Steve come in and look at the other day, if those can be replaced.
because all your checks, all your money, all the
everything, there's too many
taxes,
important papers floating around
Yeah.
that are not
a
secure.
lot of things.
And most of them do not lock in Jill's office as well, and the desk locks are, they're 40 years
Bonds.
old.
Right.
So, I would like to see us get on this and get on it right away, cause it is a safety hazard.
Right. I mean, what I need to know is what cubic feet that you might need of storage.
Don't look at me.
We'll let you know.
So, I will make a motion that we look into purchasing and fixing the locks and safes
Yeah, we can get a price on those, we buy the safes, yes.
and come back with it. So I will make a motion that we look into that.
Right.
And that's what I was working for.
See, she was talking to you.
Yeah, I know.
I second it.
So we have a motion on the floor to look into
Yeah.
the safe and the locks and replace the ones on the desk and all of Jill's in her office as well. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. Back deck, here we are again.
We got one quote, we're gonna get two other quotes, I found two other people,
Okay.
so I'll get a hold. One is just getting out of the hospital, the owner of the company, so it might be a little delay. Obviously, we can't do it, but we wanna get on the list for the summer,
Okay,
so I will follow up on those.
okay, cause I would like to,
We have all the stuff for the back deck, right?
yeah, we do, but we were looking and doing it, Dan had looked in and got,
We wanna do
quotes
them
for
concrete.
concrete,
two bids already.
so that's what we're looking into.
But you got the fiber on decking, right?
Yes,
Is that what you bought?
yes, it's in the garage, it's been there 7 years. Trust me. So I would like to make a motion to look into getting a couple more, estimates for the back
Yes.
decking.
Yep, I'll second that. I do have the numbers, so I will make those calls.
I figured you did. So the motion is to look into a couple more estimates on that back deck, to get it done in cement. We'd like to get it done and get the estimates in so we can get it on schedule hopefully for the summer because everybody is booked out. I mean,
And then we'll reuse that fiber on for something else, some other decking.
something, yes, or sell it, whichever we do at that point. So motion on the floor. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Hearing none. Boy, Steve, we're just filling you right up today, aren't we? Next up's the fire chief agreement. We, changed a few things that we had discussed in the meeting over the 60 days instead of the 90 days, we dropped it to on both ends of that.
Yep,
I put back in the holiday.
yep.
I think that's all it changed. It's just, two at 60 days. Yes, sir.
I meant to say, but I think Good Friday shouldn't be included on the holidays. It's not a federal holiday.
But it's listed on our holiday as closed, so that's why in the holidays we've already approved.
From noon to 3.
And
I make a motion to accept it. As written with those changes.
I'll second.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve the fire chief agreement. Any discussion? No? Just shake your head. Hearing none. Jill, can we get a roll call vote on that too?
Kim,
Yes.
Hope,
Yes.
Steve,
Yes.
Mary,
Yes.
Jill, yes.
Motion passes. On to reports. Doug.
Good evening to everyone. It's great to see, I've been coming 8 years to these meetings, and it's great to see some new faces at it. If you don't mind, could you open those blinds for just a second? Please?
You want it totally open?
Yeah, because there's our new ambulance out there, which is, it's a rescue. We were able to get that from the feds, basically. It actually came through the DNR, but we got it from a federal, came from the Army in Florida, is where it came from. It has, when we picked it up, it had less than 2,000 miles on it, and it's a 2009. Not an ounce of rust on it. It's just a beautiful machine. So, and it cost us exactly $0. We had to get one of the brakes was locked up, had to take care of that. We had to get the striping on it and stuff like that, the names and that. So don't quote me, but we've spent $3,000 to $4,000 on it so far, and that's it. We're done spending. So.
And I also wanna put on the, I really like how you guys did the, thank you sort of thing from
To the
donated
DNR?
by. Yes, I thought that was a great touch.
We had to go down to Rose Lake near Lansing to go get that, and it's just a beautiful vehicle, it really is. Because our other one was dead, it was about to be dead. It wasn't quite dead, but it was thinking about dying.
Had to see that.
Frame was rusted out.
So we got that for free. And that helps us a lot.
Thank you, Doug.
You're welcome.
Great job.
For the month of January, we had 19 runs. We had 4 were fires, 13 were medicals. We had 1 good intent call. We also had 1 false alarm. So we had 3 mutual aids that we gave out. We had to go to other areas and help them. Any questions at all on?
Yes,
on
I
this?
do. What is
Okay.
it, what is a -5? It runs at the top. Less than
I-
last year?
I keep a record of the runs we were at the same time last year. Last year at the same time was 24, so we're 5 runs behind where we were last year. It gives me an idea of just what's going on, really. We tend to be about 10% more every year. Last year, we had 377 runs, so if you look at my estimation, it's gonna be 228 runs this year. That's not even close to gonna be right. But that's only because we only have 1 month, 1/12 of our input, so that's why it says -5.
Gotcha.
You will see that we did do 1 address sign, and we did not install any smoke detectors, which we have free address signs and free smoke detectors at the fire station for us to put in for you.
And how do they go about getting those?
Just stop by the station or call. Okay, they're free. We'll do the numbers, they either go this way, they go horizontal or vertical. On the green signs, you've seen the green signs. So they're free, and then we also have from the state fire marshal was able to get a grant for all the fire departments in the state of Michigan to do fire smoke detectors and COs. We're out of COs right now, but we do have some smoke detectors. I put in a request for more COs. And those are free. And those we come out and put in. We don't come put your sign in, but we will come do your CO. We have to. Other than that, the only other thing I had for you, you saw our rig that we got. We have changed our schedule from 40 hours a week. Basically, it was 40 hours a week for most of the year last year. We've got it now to 12-hour shifts, 7 days a week, 101 hours per. That's how many hours we cover the station now. So you should find someone there about 101 hours every week, somewhere. You're looking at me like I'm saying something.
I understand it.
Oh, okay, all right. I didn't know if I explained it well.
Oh, you're good.
Okay.
So we have a medical on all times then? MFR?
I'm sorry.
We have somebody MFR or medical on all the time now? 7 days?
Between the hours, yes, between the hours of 7 in the morning until 10 at night, yes, we do. And then, on Saturdays and Sundays, we're covered from 7 to 7 and 7 to 7. So, you'll find someone at the station those times, unless we're out on the run. You should. Okay. I did request that we look again, if I asked the board to please look at the badges again, but still, I've looked around for them, I still can't find those badges. To be honest with you, if I try to get the police involved or the county involved, they're not gonna do it. So, I've requested that we need those for our Class B uniforms, and you have that in front of you for approximately $800, and that's just an approximate. The only other, that was a request for funds. Another thing I did want to show you is that I did present you with the operation policies, which are the 200 series policies, 200, 201, 202, that's what I'm trying to say. There's 23 of them that I put forth to you. Most of them are just touch-ups. One of them I'm asking you to remove, and because it's a duplicate. It's basically everywhere else and somewhere. So, just asking, these should be looked at every 3 years to make sure that we're doing, we're updating ourselves properly in the fire service.
So
I ask you to approve those.
in your packets to review and be on the agenda for next month.
Right. And did you want me to take care of this now or at the 3 minutes? At the end? The certificates that you want?
No, it's good.
Okay.
You're still up.
Okay, well, thank you very much. It was brought to my attention that someone decided to get online and basically call the fire department a liar about certificates. And I could go through this, but really I'm not gonna, the keyboard cowards, they can do what they want. But these are the certificates that they say did not exist. I would like to give them to you. There's 51 certificates that I currently possess. This is approximate. If you think this is exact and I know exactly what I have, I don't. Okay, but 51 from the state of Michigan, which was the person that brought up online that all my stuff was from the state of Michigan. I have 70 certificates here in classes and certifications from outside of the state of Michigan. The NFA, the National Fire Academy, Michigan Fire Service Instructors Association, International Fire Marshals Association, Michigan Fire Inspectors, Oakland County Sheriff's Department, all that kind of stuff. There's another 70 here. This took me 4.5 hours to find all this stuff because I don't know them. And then my continuing ed credits also are all here. Well, not all. 74 of them approximately, again. My continuing ed credits to keep myself current as an instructor and an inspector. And then I just wanted to, because it was mentioned in just wanted to bring this was the fire chief that was appointed before me. All 8 of his certificates. When he became a firefighter in 2023. The last thing I'll address on what the coward said online was that they said, why did I get my fire chief's certificate 3 years ago? When you appointed me, that certificate was not available at that time, okay? What the state did is they went on smoke and they said, if you have this class, you've completed this certificate, and this certificate, we'll let you be considered a chief by NFPA standards, National Fire Protection Association standards, and we'll certify that you are at that level. So that's when it became available, so that's when I did it. It was never available before that. That was what I wanted to address, because it came out that they called the fire department and myself a liar right online. That you guys aren't liars, my fire department's not. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, Doug. I've been putting in a lot of hours in that, you just think. I would like to make a motion to purchase 13 badges at $800 for the fire department. Discussion? Roll call.
Kim?
Yes.
Aaron?
Yeah.
Steve?
Yes.
Yes.
Joe? Yes.
Motion carries. Reports. Supervisor report. I have been crazy busy, we all know, working on the bank reconciliations, trying to get 23, 24, books done to be able to get our audit. I think we're getting pretty close to that. In the next week or two, we should be finally done. We have another, webcam with Planet Moran on Thursday. Jill and I do to, finish, I have 3 pages of stuff that's not been put in the receipts journal. So nothing, balances, whether the budget or whatever you're looking at, all the line items are all out of whack. So, I've been working on that around the clock. I've been in here on most Saturdays. I think I've taken 1 to 2 Saturdays off since we started, but I have been most of my life in there and then on FOIA requests. So that's about it for me. Just crazy busy with different meetings and doing numbers. DPW, Chris has been in. He's doing a great job for us. Not a DPW on zoning. DPW, we haven't had no issues over there, nothing going on. After we had the mouse chew up the wires, I think everything's been kind of smooth. Even got cleaned up over there, I hear. So it's looking good over there. We've got the metal cleaned up and everything. Good job to you, Tim, and to Gene as well. Zoning, I'll go to him now. Chris has been doing a great job, like I said, and him and Pat have been working back and forth over a new cemetery map we got working on, that it's huge, and then they're breaking it down, doing small maps as well. So when you come in and purchase, we can actually show you where to go. And the big map that we've been working on will go on the wall behind Pat's desk. When she sells a lot, the names and stuff will go in there. So again, we can show people where their lot is and actually people around them and stuff. So they've been working on that nonstop for a while now. So, and it's quiet in winter, the zoning, so. And he just come back from a class. He just had a class and had his certification, so he's up to date on everything.
So we have no report for him yet?
No, I forgot to ask him when he was in the other day.
Okay. He will be-
Usually he sends them to me, so.
Yeah, he'll be in Thursday?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and I'll get that from him and put them in your boxes, but.
Well, he'll come in Thursday.
You can do that.
Yeah.
All right, next up, public comments, and please one at a time, state your name, and Nancy, you can go first.
Nancy Billinghurst. I'd like to know what constitutes a trespass and what happened when we got here today. Why was the police here and why did they take her out of the building?
Thank you. Anyone else? Yes, sir.
I do have a question, Chris Bowman.
Excuse me, you're not gonna answer that question?
No, ma'am. Excuse
Okay,
me.
well, you can answer the question?
I am not answering the question, no.
We're people of the township and I wanna know what a trespass is, so it doesn't happen to me, so I'm not taken out of the meeting.
It wouldn't happen to you, Nancy.
Please stop, don't talk
I'm
to,
just telling her it
just
would not
please
happen.
stop, do not talk back and forth.
So are there legal things involved in that you can't talk about? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, ma'am, she's
Okay.
been in and disrupting and screaming and yelling and carrying on, and when she was here that day with the state police were here, and they actually trespassed her. I did not call them, they were here and witnessed it all.
What were the state police doing here with did they actually have some of our equipment?
Yes, they had my computer, and they had returned it.
Okay.
Chris Bowman, sorry.
Thank you, that's all right. Just wanted to follow up on the paperwork for our road repair.
Yes.
Has that been submitted? So if I call over the road commission?
Not yet. We had, when I took over office and we had hired a new attorney, I had received a phone call from Joe Urban, who is evidently the attorney for the 4 Mile Road, or for the special assessment. he said that stuff wasn't finished, so between him and our new attorney, they're working on the final. We have to have one more public hearing and to spread the, I
We've
know.
already gone through 2, this is.
And that's how it is with the special assessment as well, but, it hasn't been spread, so we don't know what each individual residence is going to pay. So we had to have that put in, because it's not into the assessing yet. And once that happens, we have another public hearing on what it's going to cost.
Okay, so
He
when,
can say no all he wants to.
well, I wanna make sure it's getting done, so when my
Yes,
neighbors
sir.
ask me, then I can say, oh, I don't
Yes.
think we have to do anything else. So now if we have to come back in and have another meeting, of which we've already had, where we waited their comment, and we did get a list of what it was gonna cost everybody.
Yes,
Now
they
we
have
have to
that
do it
list.
again.
It doesn't have to be done again, it was never put into the assessing, so it didn't take that next step.
Okay, so from that standpoint, we don't have to have another public meeting, it's just you take what was there. and
We
put it
have
in.
to have one more public meeting is what they said, because it wasn't done, that step into assessing. Once it puts into assessing, then it's set.
Okay,
So that was it, and they told us it would be one more public hearing and have that done. And the two attorneys are working on it together, and
you have no idea how long that's gonna be?
I don't think it'll be very long, they were working it out last week when I talked to them, so
Okay.
I actually thought I would hear from them before tonight, but I have not.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, I guess I can take my public comment now. There were
State your
two,
name, please.
Dan Bonamy. There were 2 public hearings done on the Formal project. The role was spread. The person that put it together was the assessor. It was recorded by the clerk. And then it was 2 public hearings per Joe Urban's advice. We've had 4 public hearings. We've gone through all the process. It needs to be, what he told us the last step was, the assessor putting it into the billing portion of it. And there is one form that we have to sign, or you have to sign now as the board, but all public hearings were satisfied at that. So if you have questions on it or have anything, I'll gladly help you with that.
They have all the paperwork, they come and picked it all up, everything I had here.
Okay.
This is what they told me, is it was not completed.
Also, the cemetery, I don't know if you guys are aware, the clerk's has access, that's all digitized, so you guys can put that in there and print it anytime you want with updates, right through the survey crew that did that. And if you don't have it, they'll email it or they'll make changes to it. They've done it multiple times. So that'll help you guys in the future. If you just want it printed, you can send it to Connie or somebody and have a big one printed anytime. Yeah, and I might have that was done with Roe right here in town. So, as far as the SOPs and your financial policies, are them all being reviewed by legal at this point?
Yes,
Okay. And who's the attorney on record?
Todd Millar.
Thanks.
Next, Tracy.
I wasn't finished at this
Excuse
time.
me.
Also, just so you know, Text My Gov was also about double the price of the other apps that were out there. We had priced those, and there's a new website that's paid for that has that option for you to put some of the other apps right into it. It's already completed. You should have access to that. Pat has on our computer.
On what computer?
Her computer. It's an email with, it's all online through the company that did the website. It's all been paid for. So that's something you guys can pull in another app and do that for a lot cheaper than that. That was already discussed and worked with them. As far as bringing MTA in to do something, you had CPAs that have been paid to work on that. They had a list of the last few things is what they told us when we were leaving office for you guys to switch over. So I don't know why you would need to pay somebody else when you already have an accountant paid to do that. Because you can't go back once a year end is closed out and change numbers once it's in for an audit.
Time's up. Tracy, you could
Thank you.
state your name, please.
Tracy Nelson, I'm the deputy treasurer here, and I just wanna say, we've been working our tails off, and I just wanna say, if you hear anything negative, from anybody, please just let them know we're, doing our best here to get things back in order, plus do our daily jobs. But you hear a lot of negative, and I think if you turn around and give it some positives, I'm hoping it will reflect on our board here, and I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Yes, sir.
James Kendall, stand up, cause that had me on.
Thanks.
August 14th, 2024, in the board meeting minutes, new business, line 3, is where I was appointed back to the board. If the paperwork of not getting sworn in is lost or misfiled, I can be happy to whatever.
There is no paperwork, it's a book.
Well, I don't, yeah, whatever that is,
Right.
then that's not my fault, it wasn't put in, so,
It's not.
okay. The other thing is, I received a letter from you, about overpayment, and other people received a letter about overpayment. I'd like you guys to, look back over some of that stuff and supporting documentation or whatever, like April. There was 2 meetings in April. Some people received a letter saying they were overpaid in April, when there was actually 2 meetings, it's right on the website, the minutes are there. So, if you guys could go back and look at that stuff, there's some
If you wanna come in
errors.
and go over it with me, I'd be happy to do that.
April of 23?
Sorry?
April of 23? 24?
2024.
Yeah, that's just one I noticed, so, thanks.
Thank you. Anyone else?
No, so I just wanna say, I think you guys are doing a good job. I'm proud of you guys, I'm proud to say I'm part of this community, I'm proud to be part of this township.
Thank you. Thank you. Anyone else? Next up is board members. Oh,
What about board members? Oh.
you've been
Well, I was
working on-
falling out of my chair.
I was watching.
Don't break your chairs, you're a board member.
Do you have any comments, you mean?
Yes, board member comment.
No, I'm tired, I'm ready to go home, I've been here since 7, after 7 is fine, so I'm good. I wanna eat something.
Steve, I brought cookies in.
I know, I had one.
I will get working on those the decks and safes, and, one question, that for insurance purposes, did they get it changed?
Yes,
Okay,
High Street, I mean,
yeah,
yes,
okay.
the building was.
Yep. Okay.
Yep. Thank you. Kept you busy.
That's what I'm here for.
Jill down there.
I have nothing. I actually do. I wanna say thank you to our fire department. You guys are amazing. I think our office staff is the best you've ever had that I've ever heard of. Everybody jumps in on everybody else's desk and what can I do to help you? I got 2 seconds free. I wanna say thank you to Tim and Jean and Jesse. I think you guys are amazing. And I say Jesse because he jumps right in and helps voluntarily. I mean, we've got a great staff and I think people should know just how awesome you all are.
I got nothing. Good.
Tired.
It's been a long few weeks, but
I'd like to say thanks to Steve and Kathy for taking care of the dump while I was in the hospital. I appreciate it. No problem.
Kathy the cleaner the clean. Thanks, Tim.
We're one community.
Exactly right. Anything else? If not, I'll entertain adjournment. 7:05. Yep, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Stay by yourself.
Turn the lights off when you leave.
Thank you all for coming.
Thank you.
So, did you get a couple of bids on the concrete from the locals? Because they said they could start first thing in the spring with both the Pelicans and the other one if we let them know soon. But the railings were the issue.
Right, yeah.
Morgan,
Well,
give me a time frame.
when you got the quote from Milliken's was 2 years ago.
they updated it, said same thing this last fall. I called them about it.
Okay, yeah.
So, but no,
Yeah.
because we couldn't find another person to do it.
Exactly, yeah, well, I
So
got
then we
another
got
guy.
the other guy in there, and I called Pelicans, and I got two, still only one.
Well, that's the thing, I wanna try and get through.
But then trying to get it for the, what my thought is, for you to be able to get it, is you get somebody to do the metal, have them included, but they're.
Well, that's what, I wanna talk to Morgan Nielsen.
I did, but he couldn't give us like a 4-month time frame.
Oh, really?
And
Okay.
the problem with it was like for the concrete, you gotta have it here to do it, or your concrete, you can't have it open.
Well, we can epoxy those down and bolt them afterwards, the flanges.
Well, right, but you can't
Stainless
use
steel.
the doors without railings on.
Right, yeah.
Until
yeah,
they're there, so.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
was trying to
yeah,
give us a
snap
time
together.
frame, he's like, I don't know if I get it for like 4 or 5 months.
Right,
And, I had 2 different people from Gaylord come down and never even came back with a price.
And that's the problem with all.
Oh, I know. Well, the same thing, nobody wanted the roof.
Yeah, yeah.
The one guy's like 33,000. I'm like, I'll go put my builder's license back in place and do it for half that. But I agree with you on texting it.
Yeah.
There's a brand new website. It's not there yet. It's done. The only thing it needed was updated pictures of the apparatuses. And it actually has all our forms still digitized, all our zoning forms, all our usage for the building, everything's in that contract. All we gotta do is send it to them and they'll digitize it.
Do you remember that company?
That's got the email right on the computer. I forwarded it to her, I made sure she had it.
Okay.
And there are way cheaper ways of doing it than thousands.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
So we worked on it. Believe me, I made the phone calls. Those guys offered the $500 off every month they called for the last 3 years.
That's what, yeah.
I wish I could have told you before. I didn't know it was coming up, but that's so. So, and their subdivision, their attorney, the attorney was on the phone with us, did the whole last thing and said, we're done, it's public hearings.
Yeah, I have no idea.
So, I left the files all on her desk, lined right up from the attorneys.
No attorneys.
Exactly what I was afraid of.
Yeah.
That's why we were trying to push it to get it through.
Right, but if there's a disconnect, whatever, I know I'm not gonna do it.
But hey, I know you do background level and things. Look at the minutes from October and November, and then look at what you guys did in December and fix that, because you're gonna end up with hardwood problems without using it properly.
We don't have to offer this.
Right,
She
right.
said we're gonna put whatever's left into the.
Right.
Okay, we did it to where it was gonna pay off down on that fire department loan from them to us, and it was spent, and then it stayed in your bank because it was already used.
I said she's using that.
So it stayed in your account and took debt off from them.
That's what we gotta try to figure out.
I already did. It was done in October, November, and I don't know why they didn't have it.
I don't.
Yeah,
It's,
I do.
it's all right in the minutes. We did it by the attorney's guidelines so that you didn't lose a penny, or there was no problem with it. And it all went to the fire department, because you know their fund balance is so low. That's what we've been trying to get up, because that, we don't have the ability to change
Because
things in their
we
department.
have nothing stating where all that money went.
There's a whole file that's just ARPA. I've printed copies of it. There's a copy of it sitting on your desk.
You still have copies?
She did. I put it on your desk. I took a video.
Nancy drives. Oh, she's a maniac.
Well,
I'm gonna get in my truck and privileges way
Because we had to do it before the report.
Right, yeah.
So, I'll ask. I'll ask and see if I don't think it's all the way. So, but that should have been but it's written, it says right in there, the truck pick up. The reason we bought trucks and ambulances because they probably get full drive. That was purchased out of ARPA funds. And then the turnout gear was purchased out of ARPA funds, and the remainder.
I found that.
Okay, and the remainder was supposed to run for balance. I know, I don't know if you guys signed it, but it was probably because they were sitting on the desk, balance, and took the dollars off.
Yeah, when I was at the station, it's a hard time. Right. Yeah.
Whatever was left, as soon as I ordered it. Invoice came in, I was supposed to roll over and pay rate of the contract.
How's that truck working out for you?
Right, yeah, yeah, I mean, but if we don't have no records of that, there is nothing here.
I don't understand how there's nothing.
That's what we don't understand. Price of admission.
DSU has nothing for ARPA line. That's what it is.
Where is it?
You can hold it, yes, hey, that's back there, the inbox site. And it's only incorporated into the only thing you had is your last quarter report for that last 9 months that were left. That was first. Everything else is already online.
Yeah.
That's insane.
I didn't take that. Yeah. I told him.
Somebody's just not.
We just can't find no records of that.
Was it a paper form, was it electronic?
No, it's
form?
both. And
Yeah.
Well, but what I'm saying is that you said there was records, they can't find them, was it,
the
is
online
there a
stuff
box
was
of
printed
paper?
out, yeah, online forms were printed out,
And
just
when
like
you-
your reconciliation.
Right, did you put them in a box, did you put them in a?
That's the part of the mistake, I don't know what they say.
Okay, so Sandy would have kept them.
But I've seen all of them, because they're printed and brought to us.
Okay, so
Because
that's
that's all in here, just like you can.
But they can be restored online, right? Even if you print them off, they're stored online.
They're kept online and they're kept off site.
So that's stuff that can be found if we know where to
Your
look.
initial, but they can even go back, if you do a Lucy, they can go back last month and go back to that and redo it.
Well, yeah, we're still digging into it, so yeah.
Folks, I was gonna recommend policies and stuff for cash handling. We probably should think about having some sort of bond coverage for the cash handlers. They're bound to be big, so, okay, got it. All right, good.
Yep.
Also, that donation.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I didn't hear that, and I thought, oh, crap. So, anyway, okay, good.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.